I feel like Johnny Hungee reminds me of those little brawlers that you had when you were little and you just want to wrestle with it.
Oh, the buddy brawlers, yeah.
The buddy brawlers. I want a Johnny Hungee buddy brawler.
Not Molly, huh? Wait a minute. Okay, so here at the Weekly Finisher, we're gonna go give our top 5. Charlotte goes probably number 7 or 8.
7 or 8?
And the reason why
Charlotte is like, she's a legend. Charlotte has a main event at WrestleMania.
Did we really care about the main event when it included her? Or did we really care just about Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey?
What did we really care about Lita when the real highlight is Trish and she's the one actually selling out arenas?
Wow. I am shocked that you put Ronda Rousey on your top 5.
You shouldn't. She is the Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar of the women's division.
People tuned in to Monday Night Raw just to see AJ. She also transcended and did a lot of things, but I don't think she enters the top 5. I would put her number 6, hands down. But that's what I'm saying. Again, there's a lot of women in there that fill the top 10 rank, not the top 5. We have 2 weeks of WrestleMania, and this doesn't feel like WrestleMania season. This feels like everything being thrown together. Everything's just, hey, you want to fight? Yeah, go ahead. You want to go against the title? Okay, go ahead. You go too. Hey, Seth Rollins, you want to go against Cesaro? Okay, go ahead. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, you want to go ahead? All right, go to WrestleMania.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the Weekly Finisher. My name is Roger, but I go by Beefy Supreme.
Wait a minute, that's a new intro. Beef Supremo.
And to my left is Ace Styles.
You already know what it is. It's your boy Ace Styles.
We will not reveal his real name. You'll just have to
yeah. No breaking the fourth wall this time.
No, not this time. Not this time. And we are going to start off this week's episode talking about the great, amazing Hungee main event in AEW. Darby Allin against John Silver for the TNT Championship. Ace, thoughts?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. In this main event, for the first time in a long time, we've had the original AEW. This is not from WWE. This is not from New Japan Pro Wrestling. These are homegrown AEW stars main eventing what could have been the best Dynamite of all time. And I say could have been because I'm not happy what the Pinnacle did. I'm not happy with it. But regardless, and that's just me being biased. But that match, wow, what a showcase. What a showcase between Darby Allin. What a showcase of Darby Allin, right? We had some quarrels with him and I understand, like, is he ready to be a TNT champion? But now we've seen him and it's like, oh my God, what a champion. What a match.
What a match. Also, I got up because I saw a little bug and I killed him. But
oh, wait a minute. R.I.P. Bug. What in the world?
R.I.P. Bug.
He had a family.
I crushed that bug like Darby Allin crushed Johnny Hungee. But let me tell you something. Johnny Hungee, I want to highlight what a great special wrestler this guy is. What a phenomenal match. First off, we had Sting out there defending Darby Allin, so he was in his corner. But Johnny Hungee doesn't need a main eventer. He doesn't need a legend in his corner. He has a dark order. And the dark order was by his side. It was beautiful. We got some topes with Cetas landing right on top of them. It was great. And Johnny Hungee ended up losing to one of my favorite moves of all time, the Code Red from the Amazing Red, one of the greatest cruiserweights of all time. It was a great match, good pacing. And I just wanted to say, you know, we've had a lot of underdog type of wrestlers, you know, Spike Dudley most memorably. And Johnny Hungee was trained by Mikey Whipwreck. Mikey Whipwreck is one of the most beloved underdog wrestlers of all time. And it showcases in Johnny Hungee. He is lovable. He's 5'4". He's 5'4" meat that you could just hug and love, and you want to embrace it and you want to be with it.
Yeah. That was a beautiful analogy. No, and that to me, everything you just said, I can't agree with more. Right? We've had 2 homegrown AEW talent going in there and killing it. That main event, it arguably was one of the best main events we've had on AEW Dynamite. I thought they both showcased amazing. They're again, almost like the Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker. There was no winner or loser in that match. They both just looked phenomenally well. Although Johnny Hungee did suffer a little shoulder injury, and he will be out for 4 to 6 weeks. So speedy recovery for him there. But an incredible matchup nonetheless. I thought it was an amazing match.
I think this is being paced perfectly. Maybe in 6 weeks, some crowds start coming back. We have a big main event, and Johnny Hungee makes his great return to a raucous pop.
Yeah, and it's funny because I almost feel Johnny Hungee is almost heading the same way Orange Cassidy was, where we've seen him a lot more, and now more fans are starting to warm up to him, and he's getting that pop, he's getting that warm reception, especially on the internet.
I think fans love that. When Luchasaurus went down with an injury and he came back, people loved it. I feel like Johnny Hungee reminds me of those little brawlers that you had when you were little and you just want to wrestle with it.
Oh, the buddy brawlers, yeah.
The buddy brawlers. I want a Johnny Hungee buddy brawler.
Hey, TK, you better sign that mug.
but so, before we move on to the next topic, I want to know, where do you see Johnny Hungee going from here?
I think when he returns, like we just said, when he comes back, a huge pop he's going to get back. But what I do think is that I do think, honestly, and this is just me, I think he will be a viable contender. I think he should go against either Hangman Page, and I know that would be kind of weird, but maybe have him go against more people, maybe put him more into the ring. I know he's in tag team with the Dark Order right now, but honestly, a singles run would be great for Johnny Hungee. And I think a lot of people deserve a single run and just have them go after each other.
I agree. I think this is a guy that's going to be around for a while. Anyone that follows Chikara knows that this guy has a lot of personality and he's fun. Yeah. He used to fight the Colony back in the day, and he's fun. He's cool. He has a lot of personality. I think we have a long list to go of memorable moments for Johnny Hungee. So fun main event. And another person that I believe is part of the Dark Order, and if not, they definitely like her. Tay Conti had an epic match against Nyla Rose this week. And she delivered the goods, man. Tay Conti came out with a victory. Do we like where this is going?
I just want to say something real quick. I think Tay Conti arguably is one of those wrestlers that came from the Performance Center, right? She originally was from NXT, and she was in the Mae Young Women's Classic, right? And she was grown and training at the Performance Center, and now she's got her own stride. Right, I've never seen a superstar or a woman superstar seen so graceful, so just picks it up so fast. Like when she hits hard. Like everything she does in the ring, you can feel it, you can see it, you connect with it, and it's just, it shows how amazing is the Performance Center. AEW, whatever they're doing backstage, whether it be the coaches or the training or whatever they're doing backstage, Tay Conti looks like money, and she looks incredible. I cannot wait till she goes against Sheeta. Honestly, she looks incredibly well for only just barely wrestling.
When Anna Jay went down, people were disappointed because these are two promising women that are coming out of the Dark Order and out of AEW. And so, maybe when Anna Jay comes back, we get some tag team action going with them too. For now, Tay Conti looks impressive. And I don't think she's ready for Hikaru Shida yet. I actually, we just saw Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa go head to head. There's a lot. Red Velvet just got signed to AEW officially. I don't know where Tay Conti falls in this list yet, but nonetheless, impressive, especially over Nyla Rose, who people forget. She's a former women's champion.
Yeah, and that's why to me it just dawned on me, because I'm like, that is Nyla Rose can go. And I feel like we don't talk about Nyla Rose enough, because Nyla Rose is one of those superstars who she can just go. Like whoever you put her against her, she's gonna make money. She's gonna make you look good, and she makes herself look good when she's in that ring. And I think it's a testament to her ability and her work rate. And so when she was in there with Tay Conti, you could see it. You could see the chemistry. You could see how they were bouncing off each other. I'm telling you, I'm just saying. There's a lot of potential in this women's roster that not only us, but almost 6 weeks ago, we were saying the AEW women's division is not that great. And now here we are talking about Tay Conti, talking about all these women making a name for themselves and now all vying to be the #1 woman in this division.
Well, talking about Nyla Rose making a name for herself, this is the second big loss for her. And Vicky Guerrero is her manager.
Yeah.
Is Vicky manager a sucky manager?
I think Vicky isn't. Well, she's not really good in this role per se. I know she does a little bit.
So she's not a good manager.
Well, it's something to be said, because on AEW Elevation, she came out with Jade Cargill, and they were staring down Red Velvet and another competitor. So I was just like, oh, what's going on here? And see, Jade Cargill is another person who she's only just barely getting into.
But that's what I'm saying. If you're Jade Cargill, why do you hire Vicky to be your manager when she can't get any victories? I know she has a good past. You know, she helped Edge be world champion. And, you know, she was a former good manager and general manager of SmackDown. But she's not delivering the goods, man. Do we need to get rid of Vicky Guerrero?
I don't know if we need to get rid of her, but I think she definitely need to get spiced up and figure out what she's doing and come into her own when she becomes a manager. Because I don't think Vicky has found her footing yet as a manager.
If you're Tay Conti, do you hire Vicky Guerrero?
If you're Tay Conti, you go to Dark Order.
You go to Dark Order because the Dark Order is delivering some goods, man. Like I said,
yeah, Dark Order.
Talking about Johnny Hungee, and now Tay Conti got a great run.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Hangman Page is an official member, but he's having some great weeks. I think you're right. I think the Dark Order is the way to go.
Dark Order, right? And it's it's a testament to AEW because again, we go from the beginning of Dark Order's inception on how it was legitimately just everybody was booing them, nobody understood them. We were like, "What the hell are these guys?" And we didn't understand anything. And now hindsight,
and now we all want to join the Dark Order.
And now we all want to join the Dark Order. So incredible.
Well, another, while that friendship is coming together nicely, there's another friendship that is kind of breaking apart. And I think they might have officially broken apart. Kenny Omega came out, he confronted the Young Bucks, and he put up a too sweet. He wanted to too sweet the guys. And when he put it up, they didn't return it. You realize when you put up a too sweet and you don't return it, that's whoa. Like, that is bad. So what happened?
My heart.
Your heart.
My heart, it hurts. Let me tell you something. When that man said, I didn't come to AEW just to cut. I came for AEW. I chose you. I came to AEW because of you. When he said those lines, Jesus, that hurt. And it's storytelling to this man because I don't even remember this, but somebody on Twitter brought it up that when he was IWGP champion and when the Young Bucks used to come out and they would show him the title or he would give away the title, he would push the IWGP title and go and hug Matt Jackson first, and then he would look at the title. He always put the Young Bucks first. He always put their friendship first, and that just shows me that this is over. This was a final crack in the Elite, and this is forever broken. There is no coming back. I think Kenny has gone down a path where I don't think he's ever going to be coming back to the Elite. I don't think the Young Bucks will even go back to Kenny until maybe even Ibushi. I think honestly this might build up to Ibushi, but before I even get to Ibushi, I just feel like this is it. This is the end. I
think this is kind of like when someone goes off to college and you don't see them for a few years, or maybe you see them for the holidays, but they'll be back. They'll be back. Here's the thing. Like I said, I am a great reader of literature and history, and I decided to read the Young Bucks book this past Christmas. and through that, I found out just how close the Young Bucks are to Kenny Omega. You know, everyone brings up Cody all the time as like the launching phase of AEW, and that is what was the launching phase. But behind the scenes, it was these three that made it all happen with Tony Khan. Like, these three are the ones that truly got together and created AEW for their fans, and they left their big lucrative careers in Japan. So I don't see this happening. And even if it does proceed forward and they fight each other, I'm just not going to buy it. It's not genuine. These guys are too great of friends. To me, they're closer than like Shawn Michaels and Triple H are. They're closer than a lot of other wrestlers are. I don't believe it. I'm not going to believe it. I don't care.
It's one of those storylines where you're looking at it and you're just like, wow, this is the culmination of what has been going on with Kenny Omega. And it's just one of those things where Kenny has been continuously fighting within himself, and he's trying to figure out where do I belong. He's trying to always reach the next echelon of his career. And it's one of those things where I look at AJ Styles, I look at Roman Reigns, I look at all these big guys, and I look at Kenny Omega's story, and he's consistently pushing the bar. And this is his moment where he's like, you don't guys understand, like, you got to be with me.
Ace, whenever you push a bar, doesn't mean you leave your friends behind, Ace.
And that's what I'm saying, though. And I feel like Kenny is telling the Young Bucks and saying, hey, I'm about to go on to a different stratosphere. I am pushing the level of wrestling to a new height. This is what we came to AEW for. Why won't you join me? And the problem with the Young Bucks is like, we see what you're doing, but you're going down the path I can't follow, Anakin. And that's the issue, right? That's the issue. He can't follow because he's going to the dark side. So it's just a beautiful story. It's a beautiful story. I can't wait to see what it culminates to.
Well, I will say,
it's going to be good.
If I show up to your house and you too sweet me and I don't return it, would you forgive me?
I will forgive you.
There you go. So everything can be forgiven, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. But you know, that was all the wrestling we had this week. But I am on to the big list that popped up this week. Ace, we might take half an hour just discussing this. WWE's greatest women superstars top 50 list was revealed this week, and the whole place is on fire.
Everything is on fire.
Twitter is on fire. Instagram is on fire.
Yes. It was bad. It was bad, and I tell you why it was bad, because the level.
So did they get the top 5 right?
According to who? I mean, it depends on who people agree, right? Some people said that they put Charlotte too high. Some people have said that Lita's not in the top 5. Everybody is 2.
Charlotte was 2.
I know, and Charlotte was 2. And here's my thing. And this is not a knock to Charlotte Flair, okay? And I want to make a disclaimer out there. I don't want us to. This is not a positioning of just knocking women down, but it's just the fact that Charlotte Flair, she's a great wrestler. I think she's did a lot of accolades. I mean, she's a great work rate. But when it comes to the overall top 5 women in this business, I just don't see her as number 2. I just don't see her as number 2.
Out of the whole list, I think Charlotte is very polarizing. Because here's the thing: you don't have to attack her. Like, you're like, you know, this isn't about us going after her or doing anything like that. But it is like, no, I don't think any fan has Charlotte in their top 5. Maybe I'm wrong. At the end of the day, they're subjective lists. But I think as the women's division improves throughout the years, you know, we always make Mount Rushmores of like WWE and Mount Rushmores of WCW. And overall, you know, we had Trish as the number 1. We had Charlotte as number 2. We had Becky as number 3.
Yeah.
We had Chyna as number 4. And we had Asuka as number 5.
Yeah.
There is a lot of recency bias in this list, man. Charlotte in 2 and Asuka as 5 throughout the whole history of women. I don't like that.
And again with Asuka, so Asuka number 5, right? Asuka doesn't belong in number 5. And again, I'm not saying
Asuka
she's not
doesn't belong in the top 15.
Okay, now that you're pushing it. Now you're pushing it. You're really pushing it now. I think she belongs top 10, not top 15, top 10. I think top 5 it belongs to those women who changed the game in terms of women's wrestling. Those are the type of women. The top 5 are the women who legitimately just completely either trailblazed or carved a path on their own, right?
I agree.
And I don't see Asuka there.
At the end of the day, like I said, I'm not a big Charlotte fan in terms of historical rank, but at a minimum, she has been at the forefront of big matches. Asuka, I love Asuka. Asuka doesn't belong anywhere on this list, man. Asuka should be hanging out with Jazz, like in number 30.
No, wait a minute.
Like she should be like sweeping up Molly Holly's remnants. Like, what are we doing?
Oh man, not Molly Holly. Wait a minute. Okay, so here at the Weekly Finisher, we're gonna go give our top 5 on what we would do our top 5. So I'm gonna let Beef Supreme go first and give us his top 5.
Okay, so just to make sure, my top 5 is the official top 5 that everyone in the world agrees with. Okay, so number one is Chyna. No one better in the industry, no one better in history than Chyna. No one will ever reach those ranks equally with men as Chyna. Chyna 1. 2 is Trish. Trish changed the game forever.
Yes.
2. 3 is Becky. Becky elevated the women's division to where no other woman has risen it before. Becky is 3. Number 4, and everyone might disagree with this initially, but it's true. Ronda is number 4. Ronda is special, and Ronda is the reason why we are now with women. You do not get to this jump without Ronda, ever.
Wow.
And number 5 is Sasha the Balls, because that's what she is.
Wow. Okay, so wow. I am shocked that you put Ronda Rousey on your top 5.
You shouldn't.
Why would you put? Okay, first of all, let me pick your brain for a second. Why would you put Ronda Rousey as your top 5?
There is no other women's wrestler that has captured wrestling like that besides her. She is the Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar of the women's division. She literally came in, and on day one, she knew ring psychology, she knew fan psychology, she knew everything. She knew it so well that she was able to capture the women's division and elevate it to the top. Without her, you do not have women main eventing WrestleMania. She made it special. She elevated all the other women.
Wow.
And it's her. They might not like that. But it's true. Ronda is special, and she is by far bigger than obviously she's by far bigger than the other 46 women. Whatever.
Yeah.
The math is there.
I'm flabbergasted because I would never put Ronda Rousey on my top 5. I agree with you, China being number 1. This is my top 5, by the way. I agree with China being number 1. I agree with who's your number 2 again?
Oh my God, Trish.
Trish belongs number 2. You had Sasha, you had Becky Lynch number 3, and I had Becky Lynch number 3 as well. The reason why I have Becky Lynch number 3, arguably, there is no other female wrestler in this business. Okay, that has transcended like Becky Lynch, and I mean transcended as in she legitimately became the face of the women's division. She legitimately became the John Cena of the women's division.
No, she became the Stone Cold of the women's division. I think that's what people need to realize. There was never a badass that was proud to be a woman like her. Like, she is the Stone Cold of women, and that makes her forever a legend.
Yeah, and I know, and that, again, I agree with you wholeheartedly. There's nobody else up there. My number 4 again would be Lita. That would be my number 4. Would be Lita. I know you put who'd you put as your number 4?
I put Ronda as my 4.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's wild to me. Now, I don't understand. I'll put Lita number 4 because Lita, to me, she's one of those people who she was crossover. Crossover meaning that she got the male viewers in, she got the female viewers in. She consistently put on good match. Like, people, the fact that she almost got as big of a pop on the likes of The Rock and Stone Cold, that's huge to me. That's huge star power for me, and that's why I put it number 4. Number 5, and me and you on the same page, is the boss, Sasha Banks, and the reason why I put that is because she's a trailblazer. She carved her path on her own, no matter how you feel about her at all. And there's a lot of naysayers out there. No matter what you said, she is the very first African American woman who went out there, kicked ass, and took no names. She's in The Mandalorian. I mean, the list goes on in her accolades. She's incredible. She's incredible in the ring. She loves this business. She's amazing.
We took out Asuka and Charlotte. That seems to be the people that we took out from this list.
Yes.
To me, I see Sasha as the workhorse of, and there's a reason why she's kind of polarizing in her own way, because Sasha's kind of like the workhorse of the division. She's kind of like one of those mid-carders like Jericho and Kurt Angle and those type of guys that are like, they're good enough to carry the brand in the middle, but they're obviously huge enough to be main eventers. And Sasha feels like that. But because of that, you get people like Charlotte, who is always considered a main eventer. She's always pushed as a main eventer. And so people tend to put her above Sasha, at least on these type of lists. Yeah. I think it is absurd. It's terrible. And another mention
I gotta talk about AJ.
Another mention I want to do is AJ Lee.
Okay. That's right.
AJ. There's a lot of there's a big crowd in front of me, and the crowd wants to know why AJ Lee is not being mentioned.
That's a producer, by the way.
Our female producer is a big fan of AJ Lee because AJ Lee was one of the first women to main event, the opening. She was one of the first women to finish off like main event segments on Raw and actually have main event matches. And this was at a time when we didn't have like that much competition.
She held the company down solo for years as the only female on top.
Okay, so AJ Lee, we had a feud with Kane and Daniel Bryan and CM Punk and John Cena. This was around the 2010, 2011 era, 2012. And she had a few storylines where she carried some of those Raws. And she was a big highlight in those feuds.
Yeah.
She didn't really carry beyond that because at the end of the day, again, she didn't have the competition. But that's unfair to her. everyone got excited when Paige showed up because now she has some competition. And even then, you know, we didn't get to see much. All she had to work with was the Bellas, and that's about it.
And arguably, the Bellas do not belong anywhere on the list, but they belong to top 30, top 40. But that's a whole different story altogether. But I do want to agree with the producer. I think AJ Lee is one of those characters like Lita, who were very crossover. She brought in so many people in. She carried storylines. People tuned in to Monday Night Raw just to see AJ. Right? She also transcended and did a lot of things, but. Arguably, I don't think she beats the top. I don't think she enters the top 5. I would put her number 6, hands down. But I wouldn't put her in top 5. I wish that she was probably in either if she either comes back or she continued wrestling to further do that, because she left at a time where there were the 4 horsewomen were coming in, and I just imagining those matchups with AJ Lee would have been phenomenal. But again. It is a trick of the trade, and that's why, to me, even though AJ Lee did a lot, she just doesn't hit that top 5 echelon.
You know what the truth is? I think sometimes you could be as big. Like I said, AJ Lee was main eventing Raws and a highlight for like months. You know, for like a year, 2 years. The unfortunate truth is, if you are not able to create something so big and memorable, even when you're main eventing. If the company wants to erase some of your attributes, it works. And unfortunately for her, she doesn't have those huge moments. CM Punk is kind of on that level where, like, you know, people like you have kind of soured on him, and we kind of like have moved on from CM Punk. But he forever has his Money in the Bank match against John Cena. Like, no matter whatever happens.
And that's one thing that I'll give him. That's one thing that I'll give him.
He has that. Like, no matter what, he forever has that.
Yeah, and that's my thing when it comes to CM Punk, and that's a whole tangent altogether, which I won't go into. But you're right, and I think AJ Lee falls under that category as well. Again, she's a great wrestler. I think she brings a lot to the table, but again, she just doesn't hit that top 5 echelon. I still don't understand why you put Ronda Rousey in your top 5, but that's a whole different story altogether. I just feel like Ronda Rousey, to me, Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair are almost two people on the same coin, right? Charlotte Flair.
So where does Ronda go then?
I think Ronda goes top 10, but I don't think she'd be. I think I would even put her number 9 or number 10, but I would never put her in top 5. I just think Ronda Rousey was pushed in that position because she was a big name already in UFC.
Where do you put Charlotte?
Charlotte goes probably number 7 or 8.
Man, 7 or 8?
And the reason why
Charlotte is like she's a legend.
The reason why I put Charlotte so not top 5 is because there's a reason why I do that. And the reason for why I do that is because she doesn't have that amazing moment where you can say that's when she became a star, or that's when she was always naturally good, right? So we automatically say, oh yeah, she's great. Oh yeah, she's good. But she never has that defining moment where she's like, boom.
Wait, but does Sasha have that? Does Lita have that?
She did. Lita has the main event with Trish. Sasha has the NXT, the match with Bayley, the match with Charlotte, where
Charlotte has the main event at WrestleMania.
She did, but who did we really care about that main event, or do we really care about?
What do you mean? Do we really care about that main event?
Hold on, wait. You let me finish. Did we really care about that main event when it included her? Or did we really care just about Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey?
What did we really care about Lita when the real highlight is Trish and she's the one actually selling out arenas? Like, Trish is the one that actually was the star in WWE.
Yes, we cared about Lita.
Oh my God.
Thank you, producer. Thank you. We cared about Lita.
We really care about Sasha when she left for like half a year and then everyone moved on. Like, you could say the same thing for anyone.
No. But the Sasha situation is completely different because she needed time off. Again, she kept going and going and going. Like, she had no time off, fam, and she continued to push.
None of us have time off. The point is, Sasha came back because she was just a tag team with Bayley, which again, another 4 horsewoman that you haven't mentioned. You haven't even mentioned Bayley. Is she in your top 10?
Bayley's top 10. I think she goes number 9.
Your top 10 is getting filled. You better be careful.
It is. It's getting filled. But that's what I'm saying. Again, there's a lot of women in there that fill the top 10 rank, not the top 5. Again, Bayley's a great competitor. She's a great person. When she turned heel, she was great. Now she's a role model. But again, what has she done so far that has made me say, oh, okay, yeah, she's
what do you mean? She carries SmackDown.
She carries SmackDown with the pandemic, and I'll give that to her. That's a great accolade. But again, give me a defining moment that she had that's not with Sasha Banks.
Well, give me a great moment of Lita. You know what? I'm gonna go past Lita. But
Wow. That I could give you a lot. The storyline with Edge, the storyline with Matt Hardy, her matches with Lita, her matches with when she was.
But I can say the same thing for AJ Lee. Her storylines with Kane, her storylines with John Cena, her storylines with CM Punk, storylines with Daniel Bryan. I can say the same thing.
And that's what I'm saying. To me, Lita. But again, one was revolutionary, while the other one was just carrying the company because there was nobody there.
They were both revolutionary. AJ Lee was the face of the WWE for months. She was the general manager. What happened is you're not old, but I remember one of our little sisters even putting up a little poster of her. I feel like if you're that age,
AJ Lee, but that's what I'm saying. AJ Lee transcended the business,
but not transcended enough as Lita. Okay.
No, I don't. If you did, AJ Lee get as big pops as on the likes of Stone Cold and The Rock?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I'm sorry, I don't think so.
Left her off the top 5 anyway.
That's true, but
that's true, and that's what I'm saying. So my argument to you is: do you think Lita is better than AJ Lee?
Me personally?
Yes.
I don't have Lita in my top 10 at all.
Wow.
The reason being, the truth is, if we are honest, anyone that truly followed wrestling, she was fun and she got great pops and she had a great look with the Hardy Boys. She was not a good wrestler. She struggled, man. Her main thing was her and Karana, and that got dated fast. The truth is, anyone that's truly honest about watching wrestling and followed it on a weekly basis knows that Lita was she was fun. She wasn't even as good of a wrestler as Trish, and that hurts to say because they have like different looks, but that's the truth. So I feel like there's a lot of women I put in front of Lita. She's great and she was different and unique, but she was not a top 10 caliber wrestler, in my opinion.
Wow.
But you brought up Bayley and Charlotte. Who goes in front of who?
I think Charlotte goes in front of Bayley.
Man, so Bayley's relegated to the back.
Again, tell me what she's done.
No, I ain't gonna tell you. This is your list. You think?
I'm telling you because that's my stance. So I'm asking you: is that a wrong stance? Because here's my issue: Bayley's a great in-ring competitor. She's amazing. Carried the division through the pandemic era. Her and Sasha Banks, but she's not memorable. She doesn't have a memorable match. She doesn't have. It's not even the haircut. I think she looks red in the hair. It's not even any of that. It's just the fact that she doesn't have a memorable match. Besides the Iron Man match with Sasha Banks, yes, but arguably, I don't know.
I think it's funny. Everyone that doesn't have a memorable moment, the ones that do, it's because they wrestled Sasha. That's the truth. Everyone else doesn't have it. And if you do, it's because you wrestled Sasha or you wrestled Ronda.
And okay, I don't know about Ronda.
Well, then why do you guys both have Becky up so high?
The reason why we put Becky up so high, is because she was the first ever women's SmackDown live draft, and when she went to SmackDown, she
That's the reason.
No, not only that, but she carried that division with herself, and then she continued to put on great matches. She's one of those people who she can have matches with, and she will always she is the workhorse, and that's why we put Sasha Banks so high too. Because again, Sasha and Becky are the workhorses. They make the competitors look amazing. They make Charlotte look amazing. They made Bayley look amazing. They made everybody look amazing. That's another reason why I believe they probably put Asuka up there. Why WWE put Asuka up there is because Asuka, she is just this icon, and she is this living legend of no matter who you put up her against, she's gonna make the other person look good.
No, but workhorses don't make top 5s. Otherwise, The Miz would be in everyone's top 5. That's not
The Miz is not a workhorse. I'm sorry, The Miz is not a workhorse.
The Miz is the ultimate workhorse.
Excuse me. No.
The Miz hasn't missed a date in 10, 15 years.
Workhorse meaning they put their people over and they don't have a bad match.
He's putting everyone over. He's putting Bad Bunny over.
I need you to stop it. I need you to stop it right now.
Oh my God. Okay.
I need you to stop it right now.
The reason Becky is that high, she's a mix of Hulk Hogan and Stone Cold. No one's ever gonna put Hulk Hogan in their favorite technical wrestlers ever.
Never.
The same thing with Becky. No one's gonna say, "Oh, Becky had the most amazing technical matches." Becky was special because she was the first woman to come out and be proud of who she is, and she wasn't trying to be, you know, someone like China was trying to be in there with the guys, and someone like Trish was trying to get the respect of the guys, and which is admirable, which is good, and they did. Becky went out there and said, I don't care if you respect me, I'm the man, and I am going to carry this brand like I am the man of this division. And she became the badass of that division. And I don't think there's been any other woman that has done that. And I think that's what makes her special.
No, I agree with you. I agree with that. But also, Becky Lynch, not only that, she continued to put on great matches before she even became the man. Becky, we all knew what Becky had. Becky,
yeah, but you don't. Do you have a memorable match of hers? You don't.
Okay. Whoa. Wait. Okay.
You don't lie. You don't.
I do. I have she had great matches with Liv Morgan. She had great matches with Charlotte Flair. Yes, she did. If you go back and watch the matches on SmackDown, if she had great matches with continuously great competitor. She had a great match with Naomi. Again, Naomi's another female wrestler.
Underrated. Naomi's really underrated.
Yes, underrated. And when she had matches with Naomi, when she had matches with all these female wrestlers on SmackDown, on the SmackDown brand, again, she elevated these women to a higher standard continuously.
With Liv Morgan, you sounded like you were on Tough Enough.
Oh my God! Wow!
Okay,
wow, the disrespect.
Before we move on to the next topic, I didn't get to bring up someone else that should be, and she should probably be top 5. Alexa Bliss. Where is Alexa Bliss?
She's top 10, maybe.
Okay, you can't keep saying top 10. You're like in number 12.
But you know what? I think she belongs in top 20. Alexa Bliss, give me a memorable match.
Oh, that's my point. Alexa Bliss doesn't need memorable matches.
She has memorable moments.
She's like what AJ Lee should have been. What do you mean memorable moments? She just brought out the theme last week.
I cannot believe you just said that.
Yeah, she is exactly what AJ Lee would have become if they gave her more time. Alexa Bliss got a year's worth of carrying the title. She's been able to main event Raw. She's been able to be part of like a main event storyline with Randy Orton. She is exactly what AJ Lee would have been afforded the opportunity to if she didn't leave. That's my opinion.
Wow. So you're saying that that Alexa Bliss is better than AJ Lee?
Yes.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to leave us a comment. I want you to like this video, and I want you to tell us what's your top 5 women's wrestlers, because right now I can't with my co-host. He's completely lost his marbles, and I'm trying to pick them back up to continue the show.
Let's continue the show. We're going to end the final topic talking about a new main event that has been established for WrestleMania. Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan versus Edge. You kept complaining for weeks that everything between the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania is filler. And guess what? That filler has resulted in Daniel Bryan inserting himself into one of the main event matches. So what do you have to say for yourself?
And can I tell you right now, as we speak, the internet is on fire. Why? Because of the first time in a long time, Twitter hates DB. Booker T's top 5, Daniel Bryan. They have turned on Daniel Bryan, and I have never seen the level of hate Daniel Bryan is getting. And I have never.
What are you talking about?
I'm serious. If you go right now and you go on the Twitterverse and you see what they're saying, they are all pissed that Daniel Bryan was inserted into this match. And
why?
The reason why they're pissed is because they feel like there's no point in winning the Royal Rumble, and that they have diminished.
You guys need to get over this. Is Edge in the main event at WrestleMania?
Yes, he is.
So then there is a point to the Royal Rumble. End of story.
And that's what I'm trying to understand too. But here's the thing: this has become so polarizing, where they feel like Daniel Bryan inserted makes no sense. They're arguing the fact that Daniel Bryan doesn't belong in the main event. They're arguing the fact that Daniel Bryan doesn't make any sense to be in the main event because he lost twice. So why is he in there? And they're also arguing the fact that this makes Edge look kind of weak because now it's a triple threat match, and now we already know that it's not going to be a solid match.
Can I just say, when did the internet turn into a bunch of boomers? Because from what I remember, Daniel Bryan inserted his ass into WrestleMania several years ago, and no one complained. Everyone was like, oh yeah, finally. It doesn't matter that Batista won the Royal Rumble. We don't want that. We want Daniel Bryan inserted. Figure it out. And now we are inserting Daniel Bryan for this new generation of fans. And all the boomers, including Ace, are complaining.
I'm not complaining.
You have been complaining that all of this is filler. And guess what? When Daniel Bryan...
They proved me wrong.
When Daniel Bryan was earning audiences to try and get himself inserted into WrestleMania 30, I didn't hear filler complaints from you. I didn't hear filler complaints from anyone. So why don't y'all just settle back down, enjoy WrestleMania, and shut up?
Okay, so this is just coming from me now. First of all, I'm not upset. Okay, I'm okay with Daniel Bryan being inserted into this match. I have no problem with this match.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I legit have no problem. I'm telling you what the internet is saying. I'm okay, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. I feel like people need to calm down and say, relax. This is we all love Daniel Bryan, and the storyline here fits perfectly. We have 3 guys vying to be the champion. We have one guy who was told that he would never come back to wrestling, and that's Edge. And now he's back. We have Daniel Bryan, who not only lost the title, had to relinquish it, and continue, was told himself that he would not be able to come back because he wasn't medically cleared to wrestle, and now he's back. So there's 2 storylines there. Then we have Roman Reigns, who, as we all know, had leukemia, was out, came back, did the pandemic, then came back again to protect his family, came back and said, you know what, I run this house. And he said, you know what, I am the high chief, and he became heel, and now he's running the business. So guess what? We have 3 people who all are vying for people.
You just promoted the main event. Congratulations, but I have had to deal with you for the past few weeks complaining that Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns, you're like, why are they fighting for the title? Who cares? Who cares? Why are they fighting? No, that's exactly what you did.
Because my thing is this, right? The only quarrel I have, we are 2 weeks away from WrestleMania. 2 weeks. That means we have 2 more SmackDowns to promote this match. And as you saw, there's people who already hates this. There are people who hate this. So I'm talking about you. And I'm telling you, you already won me over, WWE. You ain't got nothing for me anymore. Okay, I'm okay with this booking. No problems. But here's the issue. The issue is we have 2 weeks of WrestleMania, and this doesn't feel like WrestleMania season. This feels like everything being thrown together. Everything's just, hey, you want to fight? Yeah, go ahead. Hey, you want to go against the title? Okay, go ahead. You go too. Hey, Seth Rollins, you want to go against Cesaro? Okay, go ahead too. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, you want to go ahead? All right, go to WrestleMania.
I don't understand. Again, this sounds like 3 weeks before WrestleMania. Randy Orton against Seth Rollins also got thrown in at the last minute. A lot of matches, especially in the mid-card, get thrown in at the last minute. Like, why are you acting like this is normal?
The fact that Seth Rollins is a mid-carder and is having a random feud with Cesaro is mind-boggling to me.
Why is that mind-boggling? Where are you going to put it?
He should have been inserted to Fatal 4-Way.
Oh, so now you want to add more people to the main event. Forget the Royal Rumble.
Or matter of fact, it should have been Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley, because Raw right now is looking pitiful.
Oh, man. If these are your ideas, this is terrible.
Hey, it's better than what WWE books.
It is not. Let me tell you why. Seth Rollins he left because he became a new father, and he decided to come back, and we're happy for him. But you know what? You don't fit into the title scene right now. He would be awkward. And because he doesn't fit anywhere, WWE is giving us a spectacular wrestling clinic when he and Cesaro face off at WrestleMania. Cesaro has been yearning. His body is burning to get an opportunity, and he will. And this is Seth Rollins putting Cesaro over at WrestleMania.
They have a lot to prove.
He is going to put him over.
They better put him shut up.
Benefit from this, and you are going to be grateful that they did this.
They better put him shut up, because I've heard this story told so many times. Oh, the AJ Styles and Nakamura match they're gonna be a wrestling clinic. 2 out of 3, 2 out of 5 stars at best.
No, that match was 0 out of 5 stars.
There you go.
AJ Styles and Nakamura forever ruined their reputation.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying.
So, there's a lot of pressure.
And there's a lot of pressure. They better pull up and shut up. They better pull up and shut up. I'm tired of giving these wrestlers and these superstars the benefit of the doubt. When AEW consistently are putting 5-star match classics.
They are, but you know what? I not only expect great matches, but I expect great entrances. To wrap up today's episode, I have a question of the week for you, Ace. Did you throw me a kiss?
No, I said.
Oh, I was. The question of the week. The question of the week this week is: what is your favorite WrestleMania entrance of all time?
Okay, so this is hard. Okay, this is very hard. The reason for that being is because of the greatest WrestleMania entrance will always have to go to Undertaker. But we can't forget John Cena's entrance. We can't forget the entrances with Shawn Michaels coming down.
What John Cena entrance?
When he had all the guys in the guns and they were all there, and then he looks around. Or when he had all the John Cenas coming out, not the John Cena, but he had all the guys.
You love John Cena.
I have no problem with John Cena no more. John Cena's great. No problem with John Cena. No problem. No problem no more. He's fine.
Oh, I think all of us are cool, but honestly, nothing will ever beat a tank coming through the entrance. Rusev came out with a tank, baby. You could put whatever graphics, whatever type of entrance you want. When you have a tank coming in through the streets and through the entrance of WrestleMania, and he and Lana slept in the tank together. Oh, it doesn't get better than that, baby.
Wait. They slept? Hold on, they slept in the tank together?
They slept in the tank together.
How do you know this?
Okay, I hope I'm not making this up. But I'm pretty sure I remember Rusev or Lana talking about it on the podcast, and they said they hooked up and they got dirty in the tank. If I am wrong, this is a terrible way to end this episode. But if I am right, isn't that the ultimate entrance?
No, I ain't gonna lie. That's probably the ultimate entrance. I need the commenters to go fact check us and hell, even link the video of where the podcast he says it and the link in the comments below so we can figure out if that really happened. If that did happen, yo, that would be lit.
That is lit. Also, Triple H tries really hard. He gets no love for an entrance. Let's get out of here.
We can't talk about Triple H. He's the Jeff Jarrett of himself. He tried
so hard.
Yeah, he tried so hard. No.
All right, Ace, tell us how to get out of here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know what it is. It's the end of the show where that's right, you can go ahead and like and subscribe this video at Roger Talks Wrestling. But before we even do that, before we even let you go, ladies and gentlemen, you can listen to this show and all of our other episodes on your way to work, on the way to the movies. Well, actually, the movies are already canceled, so you can't do that.
Movies are open again.
I guess. I think anywhere you want to listen to a podcast, you can listen to us on Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, Amazon Music, anywhere you get your podcast. Make sure you listen to us. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure to follow me at Ace Styles. Make sure to follow your boy at Beef Supreme at Beef_Supreme. What more you need? What more you need?
No, you don't need anything more. Make sure to check us out. Make sure to leave comments. Thank you guys for checking it out again this week. And that is it, Ace. We're out.
That is it. You guys have a great day. Peace. Bye. Hey.